podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Be sure to follow her over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. WandaVision season finale, episode 9. And there was some cool, like the Vision stuff was great. Vision and Wanda was great. But overall,
I thought the fight with Wanda and Vision was fine.
Was okay.
It wasn't.
I just love the way Wanda looks when she flies. I just like it. I like when she puts her hands behind her back and she kind of takes off.
That's cool.
But everything else,
If you're looking for like a big setup for something,
Nothing.
No.
Not really.
It ends nicely. Like you said, everything wraps up kind of,
And this is the argument I've been hearing online is, see, people were speculating things and they were disappointed, so this is why shows should all come out at once. Here's the thing. We're all disappointed in what we wanted to happen didn't happen. But I'd much rather have had those discussions and those theories were so much fun to talk about. Even though we were completely wrong, I'd rather have that and be disappointed than just have every episode come out and there you go. It's just an excuse not to think.
Yeah. And also, it would have ruined the product of WandaVision. Like, no one would have watched it.
I think right now, to be honest with you, if it had came all at once, I'd give it a lower score. Because then you wouldn't have the thinking part about it.
That's the best part.
Out the window.
That's like the most amazing thing ever. I just remember like back in high school, we would, like the next episode of Deep Space Nine, and I'd go and talk with my buddies at lunch and we'd be talking about it. That was the cool part. That's what makes fandoms. That's what makes, science fiction and fantasy and all that cool because there's all these crazy things you can think about. But you brain dead idiots that don't want, just an excuse not to think.
And what gets me mad, you guys act like it was back in the day where they would take long breaks between new episodes. Sometimes months in between. You don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, it's a once a week.
It's once a week, guys.
So,
they can't handle it.
Even though I'm disappointed in my theories didn't pan out, it's okay.
Yeah.
So don't be, you're an idiot if you honestly think that. Okay, back to the episode. We open up right where the last episode ended. So they're out in the street. Remember we talked about like, wow, Agatha brought them out? Like, isn't that like dangerous to do that? But I guess she just did because she wanted her to fight her.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Because we were thinking, is she still in the room? Is she still...
Yeah, and that came out the window.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I guess you let her out. It didn't matter.
So she's basically talking crap to her, has her kids, and she's like, oh, I want you to have your powers. And, she's like choking the kids and like throws them down, trying to get her to pissed off.
Yeah.
So she hits her with the magic blast. And I'm like, okay, why does she want to be attacked? Oh, she can absorb. That's like her power. So remember what she did back in Salem?
To her mom.
I think. So that's her thing. So she kind of wants Wanda to be hitting her.
Yeah,
with
so
stuff.
it's not a one-off. It's actually her power. She can do that.
Here's a funny thing. That's kind of a gamble because what if it's so powerful it kills you?
Yeah.
So
you don't want a Goku with that one creature, the one that absorbed all the light, and it's like, oh, it's too much, and then it explode.
And like afterwards, her hand got messed up.
Yeah, like because remember like how the people were dying.
Yeah.
They turned to like mummy versions of themselves.
Grayish.
So like her hand's getting all jacked up. But she lets the kids go, tells the kids, run away. Listen to your mommy, children. She's just being such a bitch. Kids take off. And I love this scene. This part's one of the favorite parts of the whole episode. Oh, come on, Wanda. She's like talking crap. She's like picking up a car and just like
throws it at her.
Yeah, that's not magic.
Absorb that.
Yeah.
But of course, then, Wanda's walking over and checking on her. Wizard of Oz reference? Because her boots are still there. Okay.
No, her boots are tipped and she's wearing like the black and white socks, just like the Wicked Witch of the West.
And they're like there. Like her boots got knocked off. Like,
I don't know why. Like, I don't know if that was Wanda or was it Agatha being
that's a weird shout out to Wizard of Oz there, everyone.
But then in the reflection we see Vision. Again, we're calling him White Vision just so we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
He shows up and I do like how his crystal's like bluish green. And that's cool.
Like an emerald green, it's different.
She walks up to him, she's like, Vision, is it really you? And then I like the fact that like, oh, Wanda, and he like goes to caress her face. Then he's like, it's popping time. So he's gonna crush her head like freaking in
Star Trek.
What Khan did to that one guy. Like, okay, you have to squish his head. We made fun of that for weeks. I'm gonna tell you. Guys
so he's gonna pop her head, and I'm like, oh my goodness, because he's so strong, he could totally do that.
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
But I'm surprised he didn't do it quicker.
He's like, oh, and they told me that you were strong. Like, he's like crushing her head. But then the real Vision comes in, boom, hits him. This whole Vision fight's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Because he hits him and he goes flying into like one of those like gas trucks and it blows up and everything. Super cool. I love the way that looks. It's great. But then, Wanda's like, oh my God, thank you, you're back. And the first thing, I love this about Vision. He's like, where are the boys? First concern is, where are my children?
Yeah, because,
He's like, they're in the house. They're safe. And then we have Agatha's like, ooh, your ex-boyfriend and no, your ex-husband and no, your boyfriend are here. Who are you going to choose? Because technically that dead body was her ex-lover, but now this one's like her new one, but they're the same person.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah, I guess playing on the sitcom tropes, but being stupid, like being real snarky about it, just to piss her off.
I thought they were gonna swap. Vision was gonna fight Agatha, and then she was gonna fight the other
Which
Vision.
would make a little more sense because she can't absorb visions.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were gonna do, but they don't do that. No. So they're like, okay, you take care of you, and I'll take care of Agatha. So they're gonna have like their little battle together. I'm like, okay. And this is like in the first like 30 seconds.
Oh, there's a lot of action going on.
So I'm like, cool, like, man, we're straight in with the action. And like I said, I just love the way Wanda looks when she flies. She like puts her hands behind her back and she takes off. That's cool. I don't know why I like it. I just like the way it looks. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Then we see Monica's in the house.
You know
so
what?
how
did
do
we ever explain that? No. Yeah, like how she...
Remember, all it was fake Quicksilver's like, Snooper's gonna snoop. Then they're in the house. So did he pick her up and just take her there? Yeah, he's fast enough to do that.
I would have liked to see that fight, and we never got to see it.
There was nothing. So she's banging on the window. Cool it, babe. No one can hear you while you're in here. And then they're just kind of talking. He's just being like, surfer boy idiot. And she tries to I don't know. She doesn't try to fight him, but he's so fast. He just like flicks her and poof, knocks her like across the room. So I'm like, how is she gonna beat him? Because she's so fast.
Yeah.
And obviously, since even technically he's not strong, but he's so fast that his hits will hit you like a freaking freight train.
Yeah, you have to remember too, and he can hit you 1,000 times.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, she's screwed. How is she gonna get out of this situation? Who knows?
Yeah.
Then we get the Vision fight, and it's very Superman-ish. Brings them both in the air and hitting.
Yeah.
Is it just me? Do you love the sound? When Vision gets hit, it's like that because he's made of vibranium.
I love it.
It's a cool sound.
And then the fact that they're going into each other, and they're phasing in and out. And...
So when he punches him, his arm goes through his chest, but then he grabs him, and then they're grabbing and pulling on each other. Cool.
Because if a normal person punched them, they'd break their hand. It was shattered. Yeah. But in this case, since they're both Vision, they can do that.
I think during this fight, it was kind of messed up that the new Vision wanted to freaking rip his head out.
To end the fight.
I was like, oh my gosh.
He went straight for the Mind Stone.
Yeah, that's brutal, man. Having your, the way you died is you can do it all over again.
Yeah. But that when he hits him and they go rushing towards the ground, I don't know. I love this Dragon Ball Z, boom, hit you to the ground in a big old crater. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah. So they're having a super cool fight. We get back to outside the bubble, and they're watching I am Director Douchebag. Then they captured Jimmy Woo. When did that happen? I don't remember.
He was with the other soldiers, the military, and then now he's captured.
Is there a scene? Am I forgetting something?
I think I've just forgotten because I wiped from my memories. I didn't care.
No,
I
didn't care. I think they might not have showed it because they didn't show Monica get taken to the house.
He let himself get captured so he can get close and try to disrupt it or figure out.
Maybe I guess.
This is a movie trope.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
This is such a TV trope. They bring Jimmy Woo in. Oh, my favorite agent. Repeat everything we're doing so Jimmy can hear what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
We acquire target, then she says what they're doing. Why? So Jimmy will know?
Well, there was no point of bringing him there. They should have just put him in the shield.
Just shot his ass.
Shot him or take him to S.W.O.R.D headquarters. What was the point of killing him over there?
Because the way the director guy is sounding is that if this plan doesn't work, he's done. So why play nice guy and try to capture him?
At this point, you pull the stop.
Yeah, you just kill him.
Director Douchebag, you're not going to get away with this. Yes, I am. When this is all said and done and Wanda's been neutralized. I was going to say eliminated and neutralized together. Yeah. Neutralated. And they're going to think this Vision's the same Vision and I'm going to be a hero.
Cartoonish villain.
Let me ask you, who's asking this question? Other military people? Because regular citizens aren't going to know that this is even happening.
But not only that, what about all the citizens that have been mind wiped through all this and they're not going to tell anyone? Oh yeah, that's not the real Vision. I mean, they're going to keep quiet.
Well, and also, and on top of that, you're telling me everyone in your group, sir, is on your page.
Yeah,
everyone. On your level.
Because S.W.O.R.D's evil.
He's a one-dimensional bad guy. And
if you expect him to get... His only depth was, you weren't here during the 5 years during the snap.
Yeah, that's it.
But that's not even nothing.
That's whole motivation.
Yeah.
Why not show that his whole family got snapped away? And that's why he
Give me something.
And then when they came back, they didn't feel like themselves and it ripped his family apart and he lost his wife and the kids. Something. And he blames the Avengers for all this.
Make it even, maybe not this dramatic, but something like this where they snapped, they were on a plane and then when they came back, they just fell to the sky to their death. Something like that. Give me something where... that explains it a little more. No,
just
nothing.
That he thought it was really bad during those 5 years, and that's enough for him to literally hate these Avengers
and go crazy,
and go rogue and go evil. Literally become an evil bad guy.
cartoonish supervillain.
Yeah, like I said, to the T. We're talking like, haha, I'll get you guys.
Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
We're not even talking 90s X-Men bad. We're talking like Fantastic Four 1960s bad.
We're talking
just
about
Skeletor
over the top.
We're talking 70s Fantastic Four, Magneto bad.
Yeah, it's just bad.
So he's like, and I'll be our hero. You can be part of that, Jimmy. Then Jimmy Woo.
This is the
If you
part.
had the Vision.
He's handcuffed, right?
Yeah, this is the part that gets
He
me.
walks up to the table and he hears a phone ring. There's guards behind. He's surrounded.
The guards are literally behind him. So I'm the guard. I'm looking at Woo's back.
He walks over to the table and then sneaks that cell phone.
And then the guard should have went, pfft.
What the hell are you doing?
And then he says something, oh yeah, I'm going to contact somebody.
Oh, no. He goes,
he's
that's a great, that's a really great little thing you're saying. But when my boys from Quantico, which would be the FBI headquarters, when they get here, you're going to have a whole lot to explain. Oh, you're bluffing. Am I? So get him out of here. Why don't they just kill him?
Kill him.
Let's see how much they're going to find when they find your dead body.
Take that, Quantico.
Say, how much you know about flying?
So then they grab him and they just throw him somewhere. Let's not keep a guard on him.
Yeah.
Just throw him in some random place, right? So he's on base. He also stole a paperclip and he undoes these cuffs faster than anyone, like faster than Houdini. Here's the thing. So you guys know, you can shim cuffs. You can't really do it with the paperclip, but if you have like a flat piece of
filing board?
No, or yeah, that would work. Or like a zip tie. You can put that in between and you can slip the lock.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with the paperclip, you would need something more flat.
He's
Anyway,
MacGyver, though.
Yeah, you know what? Also, I've heard 2 straws. Like,
But
plastic straws.
yeah, because you can slide it in there.
Yeah.
But I remember he was practicing magic.
Yeah, and like you said, I thought it would have been a nice callback if you said, "Hey, thanks Tim because of Ant-Man."
Yeah.
Because like
we can't do that.
So he slipped the cuffs and then he calls Quantico. And instead of being like a badass, he's like, I'm silly. Darren, is that you? I forget who the guy's name is. His name is Bobby. Bobby, is that you? Can you get down here like within the hour maybe? He says it just like that. Instead of like, the director of S.W.O.R.D has gone rogue. Bring everyone. Could you please, like, if you could, make sure you bring coffee for Monica. She's gonna be thirsty when she gets out of there.
And then on top of that, maybe even try to, like, whisper it, like, be quiet. Because, like, literally, I don't know why the guards aren't taking this stuff away from them.
I don't know. So that's the end of Jimmy Woo. We never see him again until the very end of the movie.
but just the whole, it
was just terrible.
It was cooler on the cameo he did on The Office. He acted like a regular person. I don't know why he's so effeminate. Why is he so?
And also, just on the logistics of everything, why do you do it like that? The guard's right there. Like, as an actor, why didn't someone say, hey, I can see what Woo's doing?
This show felt like it was written by 2 different people. What happened inside the bubble and outside the bubble.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like.
Everything that happens, it's almost like they had MCU movie people working on the Wanda parts, and then you had idiot sitcom people working on the outside.
Yeah. That's what it felt like. It felt disjointed. It really did.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that whole situation. So we know if the FBI is going to be coming with all their dudes. So that's done. We get to Wanda. She's in the center of town. She's looking for Agatha. She's looking around and she, everyone's still acting their parts. Whoa, don't shoot the messenger, all that kind of silly stuff. But then she hits her with like one of her like dark energy thingies, knocks her to the ground. And didn't you think it was funny that she's standing by a billboard for like cleaning supplies?
Yeah,
like, what was
weird.
It looked like Irish Spring. Like, what was
it was like a spray bottle thing.
Yeah. Like, clean from
Pine Fresh.
Yeah, it smells great for months or something weird.
So I thought this was pretty cool. She starts talking about her. You're the Scarlet Witch. No, I'm not. I don't know what you are. I'm not a witch. No one taught me anything. Then she's like, oh, in the book, there's a whole chapter about you. And the Scarlet Witch is stronger than the Sorcerer Supreme.
I know. Okay.
But she would be, though. That doesn't surprise me.
This is what I would say. The way technicality you get around that, she's more powerful. But does that mean more tactic, more smarter, everything
Just
else?
because someone's stronger doesn't mean they can always beat you. Yeah, it should be a pretty good fight. I don't like the idea of characters being so powerful that they can't be beaten.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Doctor Strange to be trembling when he sees her. I don't want that. And also, by the way, sorry, most smart. I said smarter.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. You think of his character, you think he wouldn't do that because he has that confidence, cockiness about him.
But that's what I'm saying.
I hope they wouldn't do that to him.
That's why I say she could be stronger, but Doctor Strange knows what he's doing.
Been studying.
He's smart, he's more intelligent.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to magic. So she starts talking about how the Scarlet Witch is going to literally be the end of the world.
Yeah, it's going to bring...
Because her chaos magic is chaos. And that's the thing, there's no controlling chaos.
Yep.
So, are we setting up Wanda to be like a bad guy?
I think so.
She feels like a bad guy right now. She does.
See, because there is the Avengers versus X-Men thing, because the Avengers wanted to, basically take Wanda out. because of this kind of situation. But the next one, like, you're not going to get her. So then you have the A versus X stuff. This the same kind of thing with the Phoenix.
That could work.
So very similar circumstances. I don't know if they're setting something like that up. Maybe. But she's like, forget you. I'm not any of these things that you say I am. She's like, oh, but you are.
Yeah.
Look at this. And she starts undoing people's mind control. Then remember the Dottie? Remember we thought she was going to be something?
Yeah. She was nothing.
Nothing.
But
She was
it's
just a
so
regular
weird.
townsperson.
You built her up in that first episode. And
There's a lot of like, gotcha. Gotcha.
I hate that.
Gotcha.
Too much.
A little too many.
Yeah.
She's like, Wanda, my daughter, maybe my daughter can like be like your boy's best friend, or even a bully. Just have her in the story so I can see her again.
Yeah, so I can have
She's trapped in her room. I want to hug her. Please, whatever it is, we'll do any role you want to do.
Because she goes, they probably only saw him during Halloween. That was it.
And that was it. And then also just even in the subconscious level to know my kid's all right.
Yeah.
Because she can't physically see him.
Yeah.
She can't.
She's basically, and Wanda's like, you're making them say that. She's like, no, I'm just cutting their strings. You did all this.
Mm-hmm.
Then she does it to everybody in the town, and they all start coming towards her like, what's happening? Please let us go. I have family. My husband's on a business trip. Just tell him not to come back.
Yeah.
No, I don't want him to be in here with us.
Yeah.
Then everyone's like, airing their grievances, and that guy's like, I don't even recognize my voice.
Yeah.
I try to fight you, but I stopped. When we sleep, we see your nightmares. What were those nightmares?
Oh, probably.
We never saw them.
Well, I think it was like all the dead people. So it was like Vision being all dead, and then her brother,
and also like the one says, I'm tired of even delivering things. He was a delivery guy. I don't want to do this anymore.
He said he hasn't slept.
There's a lot of people that haven't even slept.
Remember when you thought they had dynamite and that went nowhere?
Yeah, I thought he had packages that said explosives, but I guess
there was a lot of things that kind of sometimes went nowhere.
That's
like
what we were saying. Yeah.
The Wu's secret protection person.
Yeah, nothing ever comes of that.
No.
So then I'm like, okay, so Wanda's starting to get when she starts to break down, starts to freak out because she doesn't want to believe she did all these bad things.
But she did.
You kind of did.
Very much so.
Then we get to, God, I don't know. How do you register the worst part of this episode? This is pretty high.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So they're back. It's Monica in a fake Pietro. And they're just sitting there and talking. And he's like, oh, you can't get out of here. Then she's like digging through all his stuff. And she's like, this isn't Agatha's place. This is your place. Then I guess she sees some bills. His name's like Jimmy Boner.
What?
Boner.
His
last name's Boner. So this whole thing with Quicksilver was for a boner joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. How terrible is that?
You know what would have been kind of funny? If,
What a setup for a boner joke.
Not the X-Men, no.
At least would have been kind of nice if, she says, your last name's Boner, and then he would have said, no, it's Bone Rel or something. Something like how you say it.
Bonaire or something.
Bonaire.
That would have been a little funnier, but no.
Funnier.
But I like, and when they do that, they should show the one where, Vision in the previous episode, 2 episodes ago, was looking at the camera, really? Really, guys?
Yeah, this
is what we're doing.
You like Seagal films? Because again, he's supposed to just keep her there. Then she walks up to him. He's like, "Oh, you want to fight?" He's super fast. Remember how fast he is? Remember how I said Monica's gonna kick his ass?
Yeah.
They're gonna get into a fight. She's gonna use her powers and kick his ass. It's even worse. She doesn't use any powers. She just kicks his ass.
How does that happen with his speed?
Unless
it makes no sense.
See, this is the way I would have wrote it. If you could continue on, this is what I would try to explain.
She gets him, throws him to the ground, mounts him.
Yeah,
like in a sex
he's
position. She gets full mount, and he's like, "Oh, feisty! He's so fast. He just slipped right out of it." But he lets her.
Okay, so yes.
I don't know. Maybe I would have let her too, but he lets her.
He lets her.
And then how's she controlling you? Remember her stupid vision? She sees the energy in the necklace, and that's how he was being controlled. She takes it off, and that's the end of.
See, the way I would have explained it as after he took that off, she could have been like, "Oh, thank goodness!" Like I was trying to.
Please don't hurt me.
Yeah, he does that, which is the wrong thing to do. It'd have been better if he's like, "Thank you, I was not trying to hurt you. Like I was trying."
Well, then he loses his fast powers. He has nothing.
So how did he have super speed? Did Agatha give him those powers?
Yeah,
the necklace.
Or was it something since Wanda wanted it to be him so bad that she gave him powers?
No one knows. The magic in this realm is so.
So does he have those powers?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe the necklace gave him some things.
But it's so again.
Like Sonic's rings?
Yeah.
Guess what? We get no X-Men in here. That's the problem. Ugh.
Here's the thing. What was the point of getting the actor from the Fox series just to give us a boner joke?
Why don't you literally? Well, I know, but he's making fun of us.
Maybe that was fun of us. Maybe that was to give everyone the boner.
Yeah, to give us all excited and just.
You gave me Quicksilver blue balls.
Yep. Yeah. That was the whole point.
Why don't they just shoot some random person to make him Quicksilver? That'd have been better.
Yeah, or get the original actor.
One or the other.
Yeah, it was just literally a joke.
That's... I guess if you don't care about the X-Men, you don't care about the mutants, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But I care about those characters. I care a lot about them. And to finally say, oh, we're going to get an MCU-esque mutant setup or something.
Nope.
Because that's what the X-Men deserve. They deserve a 10, 15-year build-up like the Avengers got. But it's not starting here.
No.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're probably not going to get X-Men for the next
one of the
9
worst
years.
parts of the episode.
Yeah.
A boner joke.
Besides the mountain.
Then we get back to Vision, the Vision fight, and that's a pretty cool fight.
Oh, that's great.
I love the laser beams cutting through the street and the angles, and they're flying all over the place. Very Superman-ish. And they're hitting each other, flying all over the place. I like how the fight's taking place, like, in the sky somewhere. And it's just like, oh, I guess it's happening. There's nothing we can do about it. The sons are watching on, like, oh, can you see what's happening? Because the one son he's empathic.
Yeah, he can feel it.
He senses the mother, oh, we have to go save mom. So they take off. Get back to the people, telling Wanda, please, you got to let us go. We don't want to be here anymore. Then she starts to have her freak out and it starts to choke everyone. Yep. Because she's like, everyone be quiet. And it's like, okay.
And she's doing a little manifesting it, choking them out.
So they're all choking. She's like, oh, no. And then she like undoes it. And then the old lady's like, if he won't let us go, just kill us.
Just kill us. Get it
How
over with.
bad must it be when you're begging for death?
They've probably been going through this for months and months.
Like I said, people aren't sleeping. They're getting nightmares. You're constantly battling Wanda's like programming in your own head.
And you're playing this silly sitcom stuff and you don't want to do.
You'd rather die.
And just get it over with.
Yikes. But then Wanda's like, okay, I'll let you go. It's fine. Then Agatha's like, why don't you just do it now then? Go ahead. Take down the bubble. Let him out. So she starts to power up and starts pulling the thing apart. And she's like, run, get out of here. That's the edge of town. That's a hell of a sprint.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, you made the bubble bigger?
The thing in fact took Vision a while to get there and he's flying. So I can imagine this town must be like the size of like...
That's maybe, this probably like at least like an 8-9 mile run.
But then again, if you think about it though, if you were that desperate, would you run?
But so these people are very out of shape.
I know
my blubber butt wouldn't be able to make it there.
And literally, I remember even Attica a little bit early in the episode was saying, honey, you don't have to even say spells, you just do them. You don't have to have a covenant.
That's the power of the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, you don't even have a covenant or anything, you're doing all this.
So she starts to rip open the bubble, let everyone out. I love how like the town's like shifting to all the different versions of itself. Very cool effect. I think it looks cool. Then Captain McDouchebag's like, this is our opportunity. We're going in. So they're going in with all their cars and guns and everything. What do they do? Slaughter everyone?
This, again, very cartoonish. I don't care. I'm going to get my way.
You don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
That's how it's unpredictable.
He might
Not in a good way, but like, oh my goodness.
A Dick Dastardly kind of way.
Yeah. At this point, he should have just ran in there with a nuke strapped to his chest. You can just kill everyone.
I know, right?
So the Visions are fighting. Since the bubble's coming down, it's starting to affect the good Vision. Yeah, because he's part of this world. If it goes down, he's on. So he starts to fall apart and everything, and he starts to plummet towards the ground. And he's like, oh man, he's gonna get his ass kicked. Then he so happens to fall right where Wanda is.
I know.
Yeah.
In this big ass town, he falls right there.
I think this town was pretty small, but I think Wanda made it as big as probably like half of Las Vegas. Okay?
Yeah, it's a pretty decent sized town
now.
So he falls to the ground and he's like dying, and Wanda sees him and he's reaching out to her. Do you think he was telling her like just bring it down?
Yeah, just bring it down.
But she's like, she can't do that because then she sees her boys and they start dying. I'm like, remember how I said, I'm like, they can't come out of here. Like that was a theory, like, oh, would they be able to live outside the bubble? No. And no, they're like dying, and then Agatha's like, oh, you tied your family to this place, and they will die without it. So what are you gonna choose, your family or the people of Westville? And she chooses her family, so they can let him die. So she recloses the portal, but Captain McDouchebag got all his army dudes in there, sword dudes in there, but Jimmy Woo he didn't get to go in there.
I know.
So the FBI people are there, but they're collecting all the evidence.
Yeah.
So that whole sword thing's gonna be like shut down. How could it not be?
I know. Right?
Exactly, and also the stupid thing, he left none of his people there. Like, what an idiot! Because then all Woo has to do is be like, okay, guys, let's.
I don't know another thing. How come they didn't transform when they entered the bubble?
Remember, it opened up.
So
they didn't actually touch it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because it literally they didn't make any contact with the actual.
Yeah.
See how thick it was too?
Yeah.
I just assumed that it was.
No, I'm pretty sure it was about 100.
About 10 feet thick.
About 10, 15, probably.
It was like boy, that's thick. So that's what Jimmy said. And then it gets back to the family, and they all get put back together. And then I do like how Agatha's like, give me all your power, and I'll let you keep this little world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
I think she's a woman of her word, but she's also not telling the full truth because we find out later that she kind of lies about it.
Yeah, she's I don't think the deal's 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, legit.
Oh, it's it. She almost reminds you like the devil if you make a deal with him. Well, I didn't say it'd be like that.
Yeah.
It still happened, didn't it? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But in a weird kind of messed up way.
Yeah.
She goes to attack the boys and Vision, but then Wanda puts up like a bubble shield. Pretty cool. But she's able to like pull it in and absorb it.
Yeah.
So she's absorbing even more of her magic. So she's getting more and more like grayed out, and her sons are like, "Mom, are you okay?" She's like, "I'm fine, kids. Don't worry." And then even Vision's like, "What are we gonna do? And he's kind of looking at her. It's like, you make things right, but he's like, "But not for us, because we're gonna disappear for doing something." But something you gotta do.
And then she almost accepts it here too a little bit. She's
But then Captain McDouchebag shows up with all his sword people, and they have guns drawn because they're gonna just kill him. Agatha, because they see Agatha too. They don't know who the hell that is. So they train guns on her too. But then Agatha lifts them all up and she's going to just slam them down. Would they have died from that?
I think they could have if she slammed him hard
You could
enough.
knock him out, maybe.
But of course, Wanda grabs them so they don't hit the ground all the way. White Vision knocks regular Vision into like that library. Remember they had the security meeting?
Yeah.
So it's that same library. Boom! They go flying in there. So he's separated from the family. And I like how Vision's like, "Why are you doing this?" It is my directive to destroy the Vision. And to eliminate Wanda. So that's why he's going to kill the Vision. But I'm thinking, like, is he really? Don't you have to kill yourself then? But so they keep fighting. I do love the laser beam stuff is cool.
Yes.
Because he phases through the ground and cuts through the thing and he's pulling up behind him. And then our Vision like grabs and puts him in a headlock. He's like, "But I'm not the real Vision. I'm just kind of like a fake Vision. So your mission can't be complete." He pulls away and then he looks at him and he's like, I want
to collaborate,
further
evaluation,
clarify more. It's like, what do you mean? So I'm like, oh, see, Vision is a man of thought, as well as amazing strength. He has an intellect.
They're having a battle of wits right now.
So I'm like, ooh, that's good, because he kind of has that look in his face where he doesn't quite know,
understand,
because he's like, wait a second, I'm supposed to kill the Vision, but I'm kind of the Vision. He says he's a fake Vision, so what am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah, what am I supposed to be killing? Yeah.
So Agatha drops those soldier dudes. They get caught, so they don't fall to the ground. And then she tells her boys, take out the sword agents. I'm gonna go fight Agatha. Mm-hmm. And I didn't notice this the first time watching this, but the second time, the son who's an empathic froze them all.
Oh yeah,
they're like just frozen in place. And then the speedy kid runs and grabs all the guns. And a nod to the Fox Quicksilver, he grabs like the hat and the sunglasses. Remember he did that the first time?
Yeah, so he's like wearing...
See, that was a cool nod.
Wouldn't it have been a better nod if they had a scene just like the X-Men films where he's going super slow and he runs by and grabs each gun and does like the whole... That would have been... I know it would have cost like $1 bazillion to do a scene like that, but it would have been freaking awesome.
And then they could have replayed the old song "Help Me Wanda" or something like that.
Because remember you put on the music.
How cool the music was, like you said, and they stopped
or
all that.
How funny would it be since the world is all breaking apart? They just played "It's the End of the World"
or something.
Yeah, something goofy like that.
So the son grabs all the bullets and everything, and then
this
is again, like I said, Dick Dastardly, Cobra Commander, just an awful piece of garbage.
Swoop the leg.
So since the boys like, yeah, we did what our mom wanted us to do. He gets out, pulls a gun, he's gonna shoot the kids. He's gonna murder the kids. And they just saved all those soldiers.
He's gonna kill, and the way he looked was like, I'm disgruntled. Like,
he had a child murder boner, and it was killing him. So you had to do it. You had to kill those kids.
He's like, man, they're not gonna shoot those kids. I gotta do it myself.
It's just you almost want to say no comment because it's just outrageous. So what is this guy?
So he starts unloading on him.
Do you think Magneto would even do that? No.
I don't.
Kill the children?
No, he wouldn't.
Oh my god. So then Monica just so happens to be there. She jumps in front of the bullets, and I'm not fully aware of her superpowers.
But apparently,
so we know she can see energy. She turns like her. Things can go through her.
Yeah, she's like almost like
so
photon energy.
The bullets go into her, start to like do like their bullety things, when they expand and stuff, and then they slow down enough and they just fall to the ground. So she didn't become 100%.
No.
She became some type of energy?
Yeah, so
but her eyes turned yellow instead of blue.
She's like almost like learning about her powers, I guess.
Thing is, I don't even care enough to look them up. It's just
so
like,
is
I
she
don't know.
photon or is she spectrum? So I remember
she might be spectrum.
I don't know
because the way she's like phasing in and out.
So she's like, "Oh, that was cool." Then the last son grabs a bullet and he drops to the ground. Oh, that's a cool trick. Your trick is a cool thing.
Gosh, I hate that. The one thing about superhero movies, stop doing that. Just stop doing the fake like pat on the back. I don't like it.
He should have slapped her in the ass. Pfft, damn, girl, that was awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Good Lord.
That would have been funny.
So, not only did I try to murder kids with a gun. Okay, here's the thing. I say this every time this comes up. I love firearms. I know a lot about firearms. That's a Glock. That's a Glock 17. He's pulling the trigger multiple times and it keeps clicking. Striker fire pistols don't do that. And that slide would have locked to the rear. I hate that so much. It would have, and you would have known it was empty. So then when you had to do, so the slide didn't lock to the rear. Maybe he was riding the slide release.
Maybe.
But it wouldn't go click, click, click. It'd go click, and that's it. It wouldn't reset. The trigger wouldn't reset because it's a striker fire pistol. Whatever. So his gun isn't working anymore. So what does he do? What does he do?
He runs away.
He runs away. He gets in the car. Oh, he's going to take off and leave. He's going to run them over.
Yeah. Yep.
What is this guy? What a horrible piece of shit. I can't imagine running children over.
This is the guy who's the head of a federal organization like S.W.O.R.D.
He's
nuts.
He is trying to kill the person that the mother that he hung out with and was like best friends with. Her daughter, and 2 kids.
And he knows these kids have powers, and they're not like, he's not using super speed to run there and kill you. He could have easily have done that.
Yeah. The only way, another way in Crimson, I can only think this could be redeemable if he's an evil scroll.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but are they going to make their scrolls evil at all?
They need to.
They better.
Because this is like what a scroll would do.
So in the most amazing nick of time, Darcy, I'm going to get you, bitch. And then she slams right into his car. Wouldn't it be great if I would have killed him? Oh, good time in jail. And he's slumped over the wheel and he's dead.
Wow.
I thought you were talking about Darcy. Both ways is good.
Darcy forgot to put on her seatbelt. She flies out the windshield. That would have been the most amazing thing.
And then afterwards she goes, oh, you're going to jail. Yeah. Something stupid like that.
Like a Scooby-Doo ending. Yeah. And then the look on his face is like, ugh. If it wasn't for these kids and their Darcy, I would have got away with it too.
It wasn't for you kids. Exactly. What's a Scooby-Doo?
The most ridiculous villain in MCU history.
Like I said, this story is so disjointed with great writing and terrible writing.
So he just gives up. I would have got out there and beat her ass. So he just gives up because he's a puss. We get to the theological discussion,
which is great.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm assuming you're aware of the Theseus, the boat of Theseus."
The boat of Theseus.
And he's like, "Yes, of course I am." He's like, "So it's an artifact that's in a museum, and it's so old the boards and the planks are going rot, so they have to replace the boards." How many boards get replaced before it's no longer Theseus's boat?
Yeah.
Like, when does that happen? At 51%? Or is it always his boat? See, I love that discussion. It's like, if you were a human being, say you're way in the future, and you start, you get a new robotic heart. You get robo legs. How much of you has to be replaced when you're no longer you?
Exactly.
Yeah. Is it just the brain?
A heart?
Is it just the heart? See what I'm trying to say? What is it?
Or is it unless you have one thing that's human still makes you human?
You mean, exactly.
See? You can go forever in that.
But then again, people can say, is it your soul? But
yeah.
It's like, okay.
But that's
how do you quantify a soul? What is a soul?
See, but that's what
that's all that.
So he's like, but, once, because like me, I have the memories, but the body isn't the original Vision.
Yes.
You have the original Vision body, but you're missing the memories. So which one of us is more the Vision? And, the White Vision starts thinking about it. It's like, well, and then he's like, well, if you believe you are, then you are. Because maybe the rot of the things is the memory.
Yeah.
So if you were to remove all of the rot in the ship and put it back together, and those are the actual boards that Theseus touched with his hands, is that the boat of Theseus? And I love that discussion. This is so good. It just the Darcy's Hong Kong, here I come, bitch. It just doesn't make sense.
The disparity is just too wide. It doesn't make any sense.
The one line that I liked when he was talking about it, because he said the wear and tear, he goes, the wear and tear of the ocean hitting that ship, the voyages, that's what the ship is. So I'm like, oh my gosh, so it's again, was it the destination? No, it was the journey.
The experience of the ship is what makes it the ship. Then I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it because he's starting to understand. He's like, maybe we're just Vision, but in different ways.
And
love that conversation.
Yes, very good.
But he's like, you do have the memories. They're just being kept from you.
Yeah.
It's like, to make a better weapon. Because he's starting to figure it out. Then he goes close to him and he kind of rinses back. So I can, may I touch your mind? Hits his little crystal thing. He knows how it turned yellow for a while, but then it turned back blue. Do you think there's a piece of the Mind Stone in him?
I think so.
Here we go. We're theorizing again, which we shouldn't do.
So what happened? What I think has happened.
I know.
It's all dumb.
It's a weird experience. Let's say if you got killed and someone brought back your body but not your memories. So someone unlocked your memories, but you never lived through them. You just see them. So it's like you're not really you, but you saw everything.
But the fact that he's a
did.
machine, though, is probably his process is easy. He probably got more of the sensation of going through it.
So it's like, yeah. So it's like, are you really you? But then technically you are, because now you have the memories.
But notice how his eyes turned more human-like.
And then he even did the same nod,
Like the head nod thing?
yeah, like
I thought that was cool because he unlocked.
See how deep we're going in this conversation, how fascinating it is, there's depth to it.
And we're not making fun of it and treating it like crap. Like
you have a sitcom, like you said, writers, and then you got some
movie
poetic.
movie writers.
People that know what they're doing.
Yeah, poetic, beautiful.
And I do like the fact that he goes, I am the Vision. And he takes off. I'm like, oh, cool. He's going to go help Wanda. Spoiler, we never see him again.
I know.
So weird.
That is so stupid.
I know. He's probably doing some thinking, but still. I
Help
mean,
out.
I know, right? Can you help us out first?
So, then we got Agatha's fighting Wanda. Then Wanda just like disappears, and she's like, "Where the hell she go?" Sneaks up on her, then gives her like a little blip in her eye. Takes her to like some what is this, like a shadow realm or something?
Yeah.
It's the astral plane, maybe.
It's the place like in the other movies where they took like Iron Man and stuff like that to show him like that weird vision that he had.
Yeah, so it's like some outer world place. So she has Agatha back at the witch trials, and then she has her all tied up. You see, this is the thing. It's no excuse. I don't believe in this excuse. She's like, look at this, Agatha. The only difference between you and me, you did this on purpose. You killed your family. What I did in Westview, I didn't do that on purpose. But you still did it.
But no, you didn't do it on purpose, but when you had a chance to figure it out, you let it go on.
You still kind of let it
go on, which is
sorry,
bad.
Wanda, that's the worst thing you did, and that's still bad.
Yeah.
But then I can kind of tell, like, oh, she's faking it.
Yeah.
I should go, no, please don't hurt me. Because the bodies start to come to life. And then I can tell, like, oh, Agatha's faking it.
What's funny about Agatha that you'll realize throughout this episode, when she's bluffing, she acts all quiet, and then her last bluff is like anger. It's like, don't do this.
Yeah. So they start go, Wanda, you're the Scarlet Witch. It starts turning it on Wanda, and then of course Wanda starts to freak out, and she's like, just give everything up. And then we start to see the power manifest more, and she gets her little crown. It's not as big as the one in the Halloween episode. It's still cool.
It's nice. I like it.
I still like it. It's a really cool look.
Yep.
But then she's like, come on, just give it all up. Just give it to me. She's like, no, I don't need you to tell me who I am, all that kind of stuff. And then boom, she knocks everyone back. Pulls out of the shadow realm, they're back in the regular world. And I'm thinking, okay, so what's gonna have more of a witch battle? She's shooting magic bolts at her, they're kind of hitting each other back and forth. I'm like, okay. I wish they would have done something more than just shoot energy at each other.
I know.
Like maybe create things, like create like a dragon monsters, maybe some type of, like she took the building apart and made it into like a golem or something. Something a little more with the magic.
I like those elaborate magic when you make monsters and creatures. Like, that's why when you watch some of the Constantine cartoon movies, he does that.
Yeah, that's
he
cool.
He makes things, yeah, that's kind of
Instead
cool.
of like, the energy balls that are getting
There's different
thrown.
things, yeah.
So they're having a big battle, and then they're fighting so bad you can literally see the energy bolts hitting the wall, and they're boom, they're blowing up.
Boom.
Then Jimmy Woo's outside the bubble, like, damn.
No, gosh.
On this episode of That's Effed Up, that's effed up.
Man, all you can do is replace. All you can replace is that General Akbar person from Mandalorian when he's looking at the ship falling.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a gun! Look at that thing fall. It's like, okay.
Yeah, so just cut to Jimmy for no reason. He's just, oh, that's pretty cool.
Moral support.
But then they kind of keep hitting each other, but every time she hits her with the magic, she's getting drained.
And you can see Wanda starts looking like,
like she's looking like hell.
Yeah.
She's like, come on, give it to me. He's like, okay, I don't want it anymore. You can have it all. And I thought, oh, she's going to make her explode or something. Like,
yeah, so I thought. Yeah.
No, she wasn't overloading.
She's giving to her to the point to where she's almost like completely drained out. And then Agatha's like, oh, okay, time to end this. And then she goes to use magic, nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Yeah,
like,
before she tells that, she goes, oh yeah, by the way, I can't fix it.
Oh yeah, like right before she dies, she's like, "Oh, remember that promise I made you? This once a spell's been cast, it is what it is.
Yeah.
There's no fixing the
spell.
spell.
You have to go back to scratch.
So I basically saying that you could maybe redo it, but you have to kill your son, and your husband." And she's like, "You're gonna be stuck here broken, just like you." Tries to attack her, nothing happens. Like, what the deal?
Magic,
Why can't you do this? Then we see all those times Wanda was missing with her magic. She was setting up runes.
Yeah.
My question is, how's Agatha still flying? Is it because she was flying before she entered the ruins?
Maybe that's excuse.
That's so.
But that could be just bad writing.
She just had enough juice.
Yeah, just enough to stay afloat.
See, she had a broom that made more sense.
She'll fly in a little broom. But then she's like, oh, remember the ruins, only the witch that casts them can use her magic within the things. Thanks for the lesson. And then she hits her with a mega suck spell and not only pulls out her own dark magic, like takes her magic too.
Yeah.
So we see the red and the purple coming out.
Yeah.
Then she's absorbing it and everything, and we see she's going Super Saiyan, right? And she's like, no, you don't, Wanda, you know what you're doing. What you're unlocking, you have no clue what you're doing. We get it. We get full blown Scarlet Witch, and her costume is mwah.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect balance too. It has the crown. It has the nice slender outfit.
The shoulders
cape,
are exposed.
nose.
It looks great.
The red cape, I love it.
It has the right amount of sex appeal, badassery. It looks great.
Does she also have the
Yes.
red gloves too?
Yeah, like because it's like the finger gloves, so her fingers are sticking out.
Mm-hmm.
Looks badass. I love it. It's very Magneto-esque.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I'm gonna look for it. Someone made like a little like clip of them together, and I'm like, that's so freaking cool.
Oh, we would have loved that if we just saw this in the show. But...
So she crashes back to the ground, and Agatha's like, "Well, good girl on you. You did it. You beat me."
Yeah.
No, she kind of still has that snarky head.
Yeah.
Look how good her costume looks.
Oh yeah.
It's perfect.
Exposed shoulders. Mwah, I love
It's
it.
beautiful.
It's gorgeous. So then she's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Lock me away?" She's like, "Not exactly. I'm gonna lock you away, but not in some place right here." She's like, "What do you mean?" "I'm gonna give you the role that you pretended to have." The nosy neighbor. She's like, "Oh God, please don't do that." And then she's like, "Nope." She's like, "You're gonna need me. This chaos magic, you have no idea what it is. You're gonna need me to help you." She's like, "Well, I do like this about Wanda." It's like, "Well, then I'll know where to find you." Bloop, turns you back into.
She's like, "Oh, hi, neighbor," and she just looks like.
"Oh,
that
girl, is it hot in here? Is it just you?
Yeah.
That fancy getup?" And she's like, "You live here now. No one will bother you." Okie dokie. She says that like, neighborly voice or whatever. I'm like,
I'm
oh.
funny that she's like, instead of becoming the whole town, it's a town of one now. That's dropped in the sitcom.
Then her kids run up to her and they're all, it's kind of cool. They won the day. They beat the evil witch,
Yeah.
but they're still got to make things right.
Yeah.
And then Vision's like, you can't make it right for us.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, I know.
Then she sees Monica and she's like, "What's up, Monica?" And then they time to go home. They take off, they go home, and then they start. The spell starts to break down. So the bubble's starting to shrink. Then we see it go over all the buildings, start turning back into normal buildings and everything. And then they go home. They shut the door. They get back in their normal clothes. Take the kids upstairs. We're going to put them to bed. And they're talking. They're having a family. This is good.
A little too long.
Just a tad bit too long.
It was like about 8-9 minutes. Should have been like 5 minutes.
And also, not to be mean, if my whole family was disappearing, I would want everyone with me. I know there's that moment with husband and wife.
Yeah, they wanted to be alone.
I know.
But I do like the fact they sit them down about how families are forever and nothing can separate a family. I love all that. I believe in it 100%.
Classic.
Pro-life.
Kiss your kids on the head, and everything's gonna be fine. We love you, and this is the part. It kind of hurt my heart a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She starts to walk towards the door, and she tells her kids, "Thank you for choosing me to be your mom." Oh, it's okay, Mom. Good night, Mom. It's like,
and then in the background, as she's saying it, she can see the portal
coming. As soon as it hits them, they're gonna disappear. This will be like a peaceful.
Yeah.
Instead of like being, I'll rip the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
You start hearing the screams. Oh my goodness! How could you do this to us? Oh gosh!
So there you go. Then Wanda goes upstairs, starts turning off all the lights, and then Vision turns one back on.
This is so good.
I love this
I
line.
love this
He's
line.
like, and Vision, the moments between these two are golden,
Perfect.
beautiful.
They know
Because-
how to work together so well.
What's his name? Is it Paul Bentley? Whatever the actor. He's so good at this. I was reading something. And he does it perfectly. He does it so perfect. I read somewhere that
He has
it's
perfect vision cadence.
Bad luck to say goodbye in the dark. Yeah. And then she's like, "You didn't read that." He's like, "Oh, I just wanted to see you more clearly."
Wait.
And she's like, "Yeah, and now I do." And look at you. He's like, "Oh, he's so in love with her. He loves his wife." So then of course she has that smile. And,
He didn't tell about the other. What happened?
Yeah,
to
the white Vision.
What does he think? By the way, he's out there. He can find him. Well, thank you. Leave it to yourself.
Or even say like, "Hey, he may come ask you questions one day."
Yeah, something.
But you don't give him them, okay?
Even though it is me, and I'm still kind of jealous.
You're gonna sleep with him.
I didn't give him that permission. So then they look out the window. They see the walls coming, and then he goes and holds his wife. He's like, "I know we can't stay like this forever," but he's kind of looking at her, and then I need to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
What am I? And of course she's like crying and bawling, and she's like, "You are the piece of the Mind Stone that was within me. You're all of my sadness, all of my hope, but most of all, you're all of my love." Like, I love that. It's so good.
Very Pandora's box.
I love it.
Like all the sadness, everything I have.
But there's also love and hope.
There's also love and hope in there. So it's like,
the hope is always there.
And then Vision's poetic ending to his last lines is so beautiful.
And they kiss, and then here comes the wall, and it starts to disintegrate. Instead of it being like a painful thing, it's like more of a ascendant, like his body just.
I'm going to the next
He's
level.
being released.
Then he's holding on to her, and he told her, "I was a voice without a body, then a body without like a mind and a body, but I didn't know what I was. Then I became a memory come to life. So who knows the next thing I'll become? So many good lines.
So optimistic for what's gonna happen.
The guy who played the part did a lot of his lines, and he helped work with his character. He knows Vision.
Kenny has that Shakespearean-esque acting, and it's perfect for this. And then and they're holding each other, and as the wall hits him, he's like, "Well, so long, darling."
And then fades away.
Everything's
poetic,
gone.
beautiful,
absolutely beautiful. Vision's cool. I was hoping to get back this Vision, but we have the other Vision, so he's kind of like this Vision, but we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
So he's gone, and there you go. That's the end of the whole wall's down. Everyone's out of their mind control and everything, and everything's good.
Yep.
I think Wanda should go to jail for kidnapping people. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely.
So she's back where she started, the home with nothing not built. So she just kind of walks around, and I thought that was kind of funny. I'm like, why didn't you just get the hell out of there?
I know. I would have flew and just not looked
She goes back to the main square, and then everyone's looking at her like, oh, that's that bitch.
Yeah, why would you do that?
My goodness, you tortured these poor people.
She walks up to Monica. What's up, Monica? Hey, girl. Yeah, I'm sorry for everything I did.
She apologized to her.
To no one else. Only Monica's. Only she deserves the apology.
She only went through for a couple days? They went through it for months.
I know this would be kind of wrong to go into their minds, but even to go into their minds and say, I'm sorry to everyone, and that's it. And then that would be her last little...
Yeah, you tortured those people.
But then she's like, Wanda says it wouldn't make a difference. Because they're going to hate me, they're going to hate me.
Yeah, but still, then it makes...
But remember, I brought this up, and how Monica was judging her? Monica goes, if I had the power to bring my mom back, I would have done it too. Because the grief of that...
But that's why you shouldn't have that power. It's
and then she's like, okay, gots to go. Because you hear the sirens because the FBI is showing up. And then she turns into her Scarlet Witch uniform and takes off. Then you know what I would have done? Done a mind-wide thing to talk to everyone and maybe fix up the town.
Yeah.
Fix everything that was broken.
The best
and be like,
do.
I know this is no restitution for what I did to you, but I'm going to try to make your lives a little bit easier since I caused you so much trouble. And tell that in their minds, then everyone's house would be fixed and everyone would have new cars or something. I don't know, something. Anyways,
they come back and give you one hell of a Halloween party.
yeah. Scaring everyone again. Hey, I'm back.
Yeah.
So she takes off, she's gone, so no punishment for Wanda. Jimmy Woo's there, sees Monica. What's up, Monica? And then Woo was directing people set up a med bay in the pharmacy when they collect evidence. She's doing some good stuff.
Can we get more of that?
I know, but as soon as a woman shows up, he just says, "Oh, my balls, here they are."
And I have a big cheesy smile.
All the damn time.
Smile.
And the way Monica says it, look who has... Basically almost felt like she said, who's got their big boy pants on today?
She said, "Where's my coffee?" I'm so sorry, Monica.
Yeah, I know. She just...
What happened to those other people that were helping in the beginning? What happened to those other civilians?
Gone.
They're not there.
Gone.
They're there for Darcy to make fun of them.
We don't see Darcy the rest of the episode.
Well, yeah.
She's still in the truck that's pinned into the wall.
Well, and also Darcy was even there for debriefing. Debriefing's for losers or something stupid to say.
Well, guess what? You're getting debriefed. Shut the hell up. You don't have no choice.
So that's her excuse for not being there.
Yeah.
Some other lady goes, "Hey, Monica, the director wants to talk to you, whatever."
Gosh.
Oh, old friend of your mother's. It's in the theater. Why is it in the theater? Doesn't make any sense. She goes in there, and then, I'm a friend of your mom's, and turns into a scroll. This guy wants you've been grounded, but they want to talk to you. Guess they're talking about Fury. Remember how Fury was in the ship?
Yeah.
Where is he? And she points up her butt. She points. He's up my ass. She points to the sky number one. It's so stupid. Why couldn't Captain Marvel be there? I hate the bitch, but at least it would have been something.
We didn't get nothing.
We got nothing.
We got a scroll and some general from before about 1,000 maybe.
Okay, that was the first stinger.
Yeah.
After the credits, and then we're like, okay, we'll check another one. More credits, we get another stinger. We get to see Alkali Lake. No, it's it does look at the lake from Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
So we see a little hut lodge, and it kind of reminded me. Remember how when Bruce Banner ran away?
Yeah, it's
very
similar.
Similar. We see I don't want to say Scarlet Witch. We see Wanda sitting outside. Her tea's ready. She goes, makes her tea, and then in the back room we see the Scarlet Witch studying that evil book. So she's able to astral project, study that book, and live her life normally. That takes a lot of power.
Yeah.
Then as she's studying the book, we hear her boys cry out for help, and boom, into the episode.
Exactly. So I don't know if it's a good thing she's reading that book or
it corrupts you.
Yeah.
It corrupts you. So it's good.
Well, is that like the
it's like the One Ring, right?
Yeah.
Or kind of like what is it called? The one from Evil Dead?
The Book of the Dead.
The Max Necromancer.
The Necronomicon.
Necronomicon, yeah.
Well,
or corrupts you.
And also, again, not to be mean, you don't know if those are her kids. She could just be tricked again, you know?
Yeah, because if some evil entity, I know everyone's like, Mephisto, Dumont, all those other people. So someone can manipulate that.
Yeah.
An really evil entity can manipulate that. So, I don't know. I can't claim this, but someone says this whole series was 9 hours of MCU blue balls, setting you up for this amazing thing, and it never happens.
Nope.
And you got trolled. It's not why you made a show to troll people.
That's not funny. Here's the problem, guys, is the other MCU shows coming up don't have any ties to the X-Men at all. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Loki won't. Friggin' Falcon definitely won't.
And also, we're not going to really trust you anymore. When it comes to stuff like, oh, this is going to be really cool. Is it?
Yeah, when Doctor Strange 2 comes out, we're going to get this again? Or are we going to actually get some connections here?
Some mutants and something.
Something to give me to whet my appetite. That's why earlier in the day when this has to come out, they mentioned that they're doing the Mutants movie because they had to. Because people were going to think, you're going to do anything with X-Men? Seriously.
That's true. I never thought about that. People were like, dude, we're pissed. We want something.
Yeah, you got to get something. So you gave us Mutants instead of X-Men, but whatever. It's Mutants.
But nothing.
Yeah,
and I think it all comes down to the Evan Peters casting. It ruined everything. Made this series worse than it had to be.
Yeah, without Evan Peters casting, this might have been a 7.5. Really,
it's a 6.
Yeah.
Just above average.
If you're not like a big X-Men fan, it could be more.
But I am.
If you love mutants and the X-Men, this is a kick in the balls.
This is a kick in the balls. Yeah. If you're not, it could be a 7.
Honestly, if it wasn't for Vision, this would have been like a 4. It would have been really bad.
I love the costume. I love the way Scarlet Witch looks. Right. I kind of like to see where they're going to go from here. But 9 hours to get these answers?
Yeah,
I don't know if that was
good
answers.
First of all, they weren't even the questions I was asking. That's the problem.
WandaVision, the answer to the question no one was asking.
Exactly. Gosh.
But we have Winter Soldier in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, so we'll have a week
It's so funny, it's called Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I constantly call him Winter Soldier all the time.
Yeah, I do too.
But we have that. Hopefully that's going to be more action and not so, like, tricking me.
Yeah, don't do that, please.
Again, I love theories, and I'd rather have a million theories and be wrong every single time, but have fun talking to everyone about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the fun part of a fandom. So, guys, don't be disheartened because the theories are wrong. Keep doing them. Keep talking about them. That's what makes it fun.
You know what's kind of funny, though, when you think about it, though, is that one thing I do miss about superhero shows in general, like TVs and movies, is that there was always a finality. We're always constantly waiting for the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. That's
But isn't that what a comic book is, though?
Yeah, true.
You don't pick up a comic book and that's the end of everything unless it's truly the end. But for the most part, these Marvel, DC, it's always leading to something
I'm talking about
else.
the older movies, how they used to be self-contained. But yeah, that's true.
But next 2 weeks, you got the next Marvel show. Hopefully it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.